But the
Yeah.
caption said, let me see if I can
Mm.
remember. It said,
I know
Uganda,
it.
Uganda is a middle class country at the middle at midnight. I think that's what it was
Mm.
said.
Yeah.
What is you
So,
trying to feel about that?
so during daytime, everyone is complaining there is no money in circulation, economy is hard and whatever. And then at night, you go to Bandali Rise, all those bars are what? Are fully packed. You can't even get parking. Every show is sold out, has been sold out for the last 3, 4 months. So yeah, at night the economy is fine. It's a middle income country. During the day we are back to the struggles. Like, man, no money in circulation, fuel is so expensive. But we're there taking black labels, gold labels. So yeah, at
That is
night economy is fine.
Mujevale, Mujevale, Mujevale. My name is Bani Kibuka, and welcome to another episode of the Ugandan Ball Talk Show. I want to welcome you back again for a new episode. And most of you now that you know, before we release the new episode, which most of my episodes are pre-recorded with these people because it's really hard to find time to get these people in the actual time when you want to release the podcast. So we can't do a live interview because our schedules are different. So what I decided to do is to start a little bit of introduction on what's going on with the podcast, where we are, and what's going on. Just touching based on the things that going on with the podcast. Most of you now already know that our podcast was nominated in Uganda, a Pulse, the UG or Pulse UG in a contest, and our category is in channel, I think, and we're under podcast. There's a lot of other podcasters on the channel. So yeah, I'm happy about that. Happy to be nominated in there. It's a great achievement for the works we do, and I'm sure all my my fellow contestants too, have great work, and it's good to know about them because maybe some of them didn't know about me, and I didn't know about them. But it's a good way to get to know each other. Speaking of voting, I'm gonna talk about something that happened on Thursday because I decided to withdraw from the contest for some time because after some, I would say, misunderstanding or after some things I didn't really like from one of the contestants, I was pretty upset. I felt like I was wasting my time in there. But I think I was angry and I just let my emotions go over me. I mean, it wasn't emotions as such, because I was just having a lot of questions like, what if you have people voting like all over, and then listen, I don't want to revisit all that, but yeah, so I'll go ahead and withdraw from the contest. But then I'm happy that my friends and family who have already been voting throughout, they decided to confront me, or they decided to talk to me and encourage me, and they're like, "Hey, Bonnie, no, we're not giving up right now. We want you to keep going." And I listen to them because actually it's them that are doing the job, and it's them that are voting, and it's them that are dedicating their time. So it will be so disappointing from me to them to withdraw out of the contest that they are also like just helping me to run. So I was like, you know what? I'm a people person. I like people. And so I was like, I'll let them um go ahead and vote. And one of the things that I just want to point out too, like sometimes when you get to your emotions or when you get angry, um, there's some things that you do that you regret. I don't think the way I approached that was the right way. The way I approach it on social media, I'm not really a social media guy. So I apologize for the way I handled that. I should have done better than that. That's unprofessional. So I apologize for all the parties that I had through that. So, but good news is we're back in the contest and keep on voting. I'm so happy that you guys picked it right up and started voting from all over the country. Like it's amazing because I was at work and everybody was just texting me like, "Hey, we got your back. We're gonna vote." And everybody was sharing. Everybody like from all over the country. Like I had guys from Mexico just texting me. I had guys from California, that's in the United States, from Uganda, from Kenya, because of all my listeners coming from those countries. And I have friends in I have friends in Costa Rica, like, like those friends are telling their friends, and it was international. Like I was so happy to see the people's reaction. But yeah, keep voting and we hope for the best. We hope something comes out of this. And even if it doesn't, the podcast is not going to end because we started this podcast not because of money and not because of awards. I mean, when the awards come, it's a good way to appreciate your work. But if it doesn't come, then I don't think it's not your time yet. So we'll just keep doing what we're doing. And I appreciate everybody out there. So without wasting time, let me introduce this new episode that we have today with my brother, Party Central. He called Nyaika. Nyaika is one of the guys that record, if you go in his Instagram, like he records the close up pictures of these artists like sing on the shows, and they're really cool videos. Like not only the artists, he records the people that are in the audience, like getting emotional into these videos, and he takes really dope pictures. So Nyaika passed by on the podcast, and we sat down, talked, had a good conversation. Nyaika256, he's a great guy. He does a lot of good work, and if you're out there and you want to learn in this video area or learning video, Nyaika is the guy for you. But he talks about all that, and if you look up to him or if you want to learn how he does his things, you listen to this podcast. He talks about that. So let's jump in Nyaika's video. So I'll start by asking you your name, because your social media is
Mm,
Nyaika256, which I know that won't be your name because you have another name. But
mm,
what is your name,
mm.
like your original name?
So actually, Nyaika is my name.
Okay.
But Edwin is my other name. So
Okay.
it's Nyaika Edwin.
I was gonna guess it because I saw one
Yeah.
of the on your birthday. You shared a video of
Mm,
the girls singing "Happy Birthday" to you, and the board
yeah.
said Uncle Edwin. So my guess was like his name is Edwin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So those are from Grace Villa. It's
Okay.
an orphanage based in Kavala.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's led by a lady called Ruth Bahika. They do amazing work.
Mm-hmm.
She does an amazing job for the girls, you know,
Yeah,
and I believe in what she's doing. So,
I was actually planning on asking you about that because it seemed interesting. I went and checked out the page, and I did some research on what they do. So I was gonna ask you what it's all about, but I'm glad you shared that and started with that. So where are you catching this podcast from?
I just got back to my office,
Yeah.
home bedroom office.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm actually sitting in front of my computer, ready
Okay.
to start working after
Okay.
this. Yeah.
Like I said in the beginning, like you're a very, very busy guy. Like, how do you even get things together? Because always when I see you, you're on the move. And how do you even get time? How is your day like? Like,
So uh, it's crazy.
yeah.
So I work for a couple of companies. So I usually have to balance my time
Hmm.
very carefully. So on Monday, I know I need to find out from the guys I do for content when they have shoots and whatever,
Hmm.
so I can plan the shooting, the editing, and the me time.
Okay.
So on Monday, I will know that tomorrow at this time I have this shoot, tomorrow like that. And then when I don't have, for example, Mondays for meetings.
Hmm.
Today I only did meetings and also edit the content usually from the weekend.
Yeah.
That's when I get a chance to edit and at night. But it's crazy.
Hmm.
It's huge.
That's why I usually try to record on the weekends.
And when I reached out to you, I'm like, I don't think I can get this guy on the weekend. He's fully booked out on weekends. So I also have a full-time job where I work, and I only schedule these interviews on some free days when I get some time. But that's what I was going to ask you. When do you get your me time?
Me time.
Yeah.
Okay. So personally, I don't even know how to do free time, because even on the free time, you'll either find me uploading to my other pages, because I have a wildlife page that I don't get to give too much attention these days, but you'll find me uploading there in my free time. Free time is when I'm watching football or watching a movie, but even then, I'm uploading something or editing something.
Are you an Arsenal fan?
Let me bring my jersey. Let me bring my jersey. That's it.
Exactly. So you know what?
However,
You know what's funny? It's funny because I didn't see it on your page or anywhere, but just I don't know. Just the vibes I got. I was like, I think this guy is an Arsenal fan, and I was planning on mentioning that.
I've been since 2000, 2003.
Okay.
2003. Yeah, that's when I started supporting Arsenal.
Yeah, that's the same time I started supporting Arsenal. It wasn't very good for us this weekend, but regardless, we moved. So, but
if you check the table, we're still on top.
Exactly. That's all we need. So, as long as
that's all that matters.
So I usually like to start asking the guests about their background. Like, where were you born? Where did you grow up?
So I was born in Hoima.
Okay.
That's in Western Uganda, right next to Lake Albert. I was there until primary 2. That's when I moved to Kampala. And I've been in the city since then.
Nice.
When I came, I was about 6, 8 years. Around there. So that's when I came to the city. Been here since.
So that means you went to school in Kampala too, right?
Yeah.
What schools did you go to?
So primary, I went to St. Francis in Tinda. We used to call it St. Kabao because the classes were wooden. So yeah. And then O-level, I went to St. Lawrence, Kabaka's Lake.
Okay.
Up to senior 2. It was later converted to a university, but around the same time, they moved us to, we were the founding members of Crown City.
Okay.
That's another branch of the St. Lawrence schools. There I was very stubborn. So I got indefinitely suspended in senior 3. The letter said continuous misconduct, which I still do not understand up to now, but okay. So then I went to a school in Namagunga. It's called St. Joseph's College, Namagunga. Did my senior 4. And then A-level, went to St. Peter's Nalia. The rest I was good. And then Uganda Christian University for university.
But yeah, you went to a lot of high schools. Does that mean like you were getting suspended, or just sometimes you just decided to switch to go to like a different school, or were you getting suspended still?
No. So by default, when you finish university from what is it called? You have to join.
When you finish.
When you finish O-level,
you
obviously have to go to another school. That's by default, unless you get a bursary or something, or you like the school too much that you can't find a better school. But usually we get other schools. That's 90% of the students, as far as I'm concerned. So that's why I moved. I was only suspended once. That's it.
What did you do to get suspended?
Yeah, it said continuous misconduct, and they didn't put a lot of explanation in there. So, but I think we were those kids who used to disobey prefects and all that. So, yeah.
I think
that's why.
I've heard a lot. I had somebody else I interviewed on here, and that was the reason why they got suspended. Because like I was in high schools too in Uganda, and like these prefects think like they have like a lot of authorities over you, you know.
Yep, those are so. I don't know what the situation is like right now, but back in my days, St. Lawrence prefects had a lot of power. They were so had a lot of power, and some misused it. Some
were those the prefects who were allowed to cane students?
No. You first of all, the late Muchibi would never let a prefect hit anyone. Even teachers themselves, to beat a student was really hard.
Yeah.
So Muchibi made sure we are not treated like some traditional schools. So we're treated like students, not cows. So
yeah,
we didn't get beat
that's
that
always
much.
nice. I hated schools that beat students a lot because I didn't really like it. I was a little stubborn too, but so yeah, I got suspended a little bit, but I came back. But anyway, so you went to the university. When did you discover your love for videography and photography, and when did you get into that? At what point?
So, I've always loved cameras. So my first phone was an LG. No, it was a Sony. Was it? It was a Moto W. No. It was a Motorola W220. You can look it up. It was a flip phone. It didn't have a camera, but it was a cool phone. So I would stand out. And then I traded it because the other phone I was getting had a camera, though mine was better. But the other had the camera, and that's why I got it. And what happened is I tried to take a picture of the sun, and the camera died. That's literally 2 days after getting it. The camera got messed up. It never worked again. But long story short, the number one feature was always camera. So, and megapixels were very important when I was buying cameras because I knew I wanted to take the best pictures. So eventually I finished university. I studied IT. When I finished school, my cousin had a camera. He's a doctor, and we're living together. He had a camera and used to do birthdays and those small parties, introductions and whatever. So he would take me along because there are two cameras. One was a shitty camera, Nikon. It was a weird Nikon camera. And that's the reason I don't use Nikon, but story for later. So I would go and take pictures, study editing. So that's how I learned. And I was actually pretty good at it, decent to be able to contribute to the pictures that he has to deliver. Yeah. And with time, I became actually very good. And then we started traveling, going to these game parks. And I realized that's when I liked animals. So I would take pictures of animals and all that. I'll tell you why I stopped. So eventually, so why I also didn't try to get jobs in IT, it's because back then people wanted to pay you 900,000 for a month, and if that's Monday to Friday, and probably half day Saturday. But if you do the mathematics, for back then, if you went and shot one party or two Saturday and Sunday, and it's averaging 250 to 300,000. That's what? That's $1 million.
Yeah.
Working 1 day a week. And then you can use the rest of the days to hustle. So what I was doing during those days while I was looking for a decent IT job, I would also sell phones in Matasa.
Okay.
I used to be very good at sell. Yes. I used to make sales, so I was pretty good at that. I still do up to now.
Let me pause there and ask you a question. Are you the guys who, or what, like people who would sell you a phone, like you look at it, it's a phone, But you get at home and like somebody just sold you like some papers inside.
No.
Okay.
So about the, I don't think it's actually, anyway, it doesn't happen in Mutasa because I know those guys are ethical. It happens in the next building. There's a building next to Matasa. I forget what it's called, but that's where those things happen.
Okay.
There are usually guys in the corridors there who try to sell you when you leave the counter. They like, Django, I have this phone, and
Can I tell you a
they'll
funny
play.
story? We'll get back to
Yeah.
it. I'll tell you a funny story. When I was in Uganda, so I got this Motorola. I think my uncle just brought it from the US, and I'd never seen any phone like that. And I was like, I'll go to town, buy a battery for it because I wanted a new battery. So I walk into, I think it was Muta. I don't remember the building, but it was close to Majestic Plaza because I used to work at Majestic Plaza a while back. So I go there and like I find a guy on the street. I'm like, hey, I'm looking for a battery for this phone. I show the guy the phone. He's like, oh yeah, I go to Gaina, bring it here. So I give him the phone, and then he's like, you have the money? He's like, yeah, I have the money. And I was pretty young at that time. So I gave him the phone, I gave him the money. So he had both of them in his hand. He's like, follow me. So we go inside the building. We come through the building, like we just walk through the building. We come out. He goes to like a mobile money place. Nakubamu change, nakachusa kali ketano. Then he changed it. So we I didn't know what's going on, but I knew this afterwards. So so we come back in the building, and then he gives like omutwaro na guy na mugamba, hey, take care of this kid. Muyamba, get him. Yeah, mukwasaganya. Guy na Natuka they're just making me walk around and they stopped. But the good thing, I got the phone back, but I never got the money back. So I was like, oh, the guy told me, young boy, be happy you have the phone. Now just go home.
Right, guys,
yeah.
Guys that can finesse you. When you're not sharp,
Yeah.
It's easy to be finessed. So yeah.
So you worked on the phones. Yeah, you were telling about you worked on the phones
so
other side.
During weekdays I used to deal phones and all that. And was pretty good. So that's where I used to make money from. Fast forward to videos. I started doing videos last year is when I started doing videos. Yes. So I got a job at the Innovation Village 3 years ago. So my role is to take pictures. We have there's a colleague of mine who does the videos, but sometimes I'm supposed to help him out because sometimes work is a lot. So that's why I started doing videos, taking on the smaller roles and all that. And eventually I learned how to edit, to shoot. And I've been shooting videos since. And so, yeah, I've been shooting videos since. And
that's pretty cool because you're saying you just said last year, like and if our listeners are listening, they should just go check out your page because the videos you shoot, it looks like somebody has been doing for all their lives. Like when I look at them, at least I'm like, maybe this guy has a ton of like experience in this, but they're so accurate, they are so on point, and I really like them. So when you tell me just last year, that's a lot of good work, man.
Yeah, thank you. So what I also realized in doing videos is okay, from the events I go to, from experience, I realized that people don't want to watch like edited videos where you stitch multiple clips. Yes, they like them, but like highlight videos, people don't really care much about those. You won't get a lot of views. What people want is raw moments. Someone screaming, someone crying, dancing, vibing. That's what people want to watch. So that's what I give them. Before I used to try and edit and make a 1 minute video of the whole party. Then you get 100 views, 2 likes. People don't care about that stuff. People want you to capture someone screaming at the top of their voice, vibing to the moment in its raw form. That's what they want to see. That's what they want.
One of my favorite videos you actually that you've shot was, I think it was from the Lugogo, the girl who was singing the whole lyrics of the song, like your camera was looking at her and she was just like, she was singing every line of the song and you're like focusing on her. That was
is that the one from this weekend?
Gospel? Yeah, no, it was from the gospel. What was it called? It was the alive something, where they had Christian.
That was Pompey. She was singing to Pompey's song. That's a song. But the song will get to me soon. No, but I also know the lyrics to that song.
Yeah,
I listen to a lot of Pompey.
Let me see if I can get it here real quick, because yeah, it was this one.
I think it's Peace Be Still.
That one.
Yeah, for us, I'm speaking.
That's my favorite. Like, I mean, there's a lot of my favorite ones, but that one, like, you see the passion, like what you're talking about, like it stands out to you, like, and those are kind of the videos like you do what you just talked about. Like when I see your story, like just like something that stands out, like that one Boda guy, I think you captioned it like, this is my daily life, or like you just focus on that, and it was just a short video, but it was pretty cool.
That's what people want to see. And if you make an edited video, I try to make them as short as possible.
Yeah. So you were gonna tell me why you stopped taking pictures of wildlife.
Oh yeah, so I have a wildlife page. I don't know if you've seen it. It's called African Shots. There's a lot of it's in my bio. It's amazing pictures. You think they're from magazines or something. But you see, it costs money to go for these trips. And on average, a 2-day trip will cost about 400,000, organized by a group. Will cost you 400,000, not including your expenses, your meals and drinks and all that stuff. So that's 400,000. Then when you go to the park, the animals don't pay. You take nice pictures of them and upload. The animals don't pay. And before then, I didn't have the right connects. I wasn't also as good as, in wildlife. So the pictures I took never used to, stand out as those other pictures that actually are bought by people. So there was no way of monetizing that apart from uploading to my Instagram and saying that, wildlife photographer, I have this nice picture of the lion, but no one's going to buy it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It takes a while before you can actually make money from those pictures. Even when you sell them on those platforms, there's that platform which gives you like 20%. They will sell you a picture for $100 and only give you like 30 cents or 50 cents.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
So that was the challenge, and I couldn't figure a way out of how to monetize. So I took a step back. I wasn't doing it full time, but I felt like it's something I could have, done. So I decided to take a break from it and focus on things that actually pay. When I get a chance, you talked about me time. Sometimes me and my cousin, we will get into a car with a few other friends and just drive to one of the game parks for a weekend and just
Do you ever work with Mr. Mosenguzi?
Yes, we did. So there's a Kampala tour I contacted him about that we organized. We took content creators around Kampala. Okay, they are all photographers and videographers, YouTubers. So we just went around the city to these famous places. I remember we went to a place called Chinamwandu. It was also in collaboration with Tubayo.
Okay.
So place is called Chinamwandu. it's a small corridor between two buildings where you see these people the hawkers, the taxi conductors, all those people doing the non-white collar jobs. That's where they go for food. That's where they go to eat. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I was gonna ask you, on your Instagram, you have the word that says Party Central. What does that mean? What does that mean? Why did you pick that?
Because eventually, so my TikTok has only party content. It's very hard to find a video of me on my TikTok account.
Okay.
So all these videos you're seeing, there is a times 10 of what you're seeing on the other side. That's where the views are and everything else.
Oh, nice.
So it's called Party Central on the other side because everything is party related. So to streamline my social media accounts, I eventually came this side and rebranded to Party Central, Nyaika256. It's since Twitter that I haven't renamed yet, but it's basically designed to streamline and also let people know that this is where the party content is.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
I figured it's something related to that because I mean it's self-explanatory, like Party Central. That's where the parties are. And I don't remember what picture or what video it was. I'm the kind of person who pays attention to details a lot. But the caption said, let me see if I can remember. Uganda is a middle-class country at midnight. I think that's what it was said. What is you trying to feel about that?
So during daytime, everyone is complaining there is no money in circulation, economy is hard and whatever. And then at night, you go to Bandali Rise, all those bars are fully packed. You can't even get parking. Every show is sold out, has been sold out for the last 3-4 months. So yeah, at night the economy is fine. It's a middle income country. During the day we are back to the struggles. Like, man, no money in circulation, fuel is so expensive, but we're there taking black labels, gold labels. So yeah, at night economy is fine.
That is funny, but that caption was funny. It stood out to me. I was like, yeah, that's actually, it's true. Like you said it, like the economy. Uganda is a country where people would cry over the money, like you say, like during the day, but then at night, no, it's like party time and everything is gonna. The money will come from somewhere, and
exactly.
So what are some of your favorite moments when you go like to the concerts and shoot these videos? What has been your favorite moment?
So there is a moment I recorded. I think it was the very first viral video I had. No, okay, it wasn't the first, but it's the first one I recorded. It was of this young lady called I forget what her name is, but she was. It was when Fireboy came to Uganda, and I don't remember the song, but she was crying. If you go to my Instagram, it's somewhere there. It's among the very first videos. She was crying because Fireboy. You imagine those people who be crying when they're singing the gospel, tearing, and they are all in the moment. Yeah, this was that lady in there. So I got it so well, and people actually thought that was one of those funner events, but it was actually a Fireboy, and had so many views. I think that's my favorite video up to now. The only sad thing is I invited Fireboy for a collab on that video on Instagram. He rejected it. He did. He just blue ticked me.
Yeah.
But then his content person, whoever does his videos and edit, downloaded it, put it in his video that they shared on his page. And they didn't even mention or tag me.
Yeah.
So I was feeling a certain type of way, but that's the
Do you watermark your videos?
That's why I'm now watermarking them.
Okay.
Put watermark down there.
Yeah.
Because very many accounts download my stuff, upload
Mhm.
and never tag me. So they
Yeah,
don't give
that's
credit and it bothers me.
that's sad, and it bothers me too. Like you do a lot of work to do that, you know. It's at least somebody should give you a credit for something like
In
you already done.
Backstage process is hard.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. I was gonna ask you many challenges, or like how do you even get like how do you get close to like the stage and all that, like the process you go through for that?
So how I've been able to get backstage. There's this guy called Timothy Code. He's a presenter on radio. So he was the MC at the Fireboy event, and because I'd done for him videos for Johnny Walker earlier, yeah, he's also an influencer for Johnny Walker. I'd done for him videos. He's like, you should do for me videos while I'm on stage, and that's how I got into Fireboy. I got me a backstage pass, and since the lady who was crying, she's called Saida Frost. She just
Okay.
mentioned me in on the videos. So
Okay.
I've just seen it now. So that's how I got backstage, and since then, it's either the MCs or the artists at these shows that will call me to either create for them content, but also use that chance to create for myself.
So yeah, my other question was gonna be, did you ever imagine that this is something you'll be doing for a living? Like, no.
Actually, I don't even do this for a living.
Okay.
Yeah, it just happens to be one of the things I'm getting good at, and something I actually like to do. But actually, before Fireboy came, my whole life I'd only been to a handful of concerts. One was a Bobby Wine concert where I came after midnight, so I left before he got on stage.
Yeah.
The second one was Pompey. Pompey had come to Uganda. That was 2000, I think 16. What are the others? Probably Nyege, if Nyege counts as a concert.
Yeah.
There were like a handful. I never really liked concerts. Crowded, you'll probably steal your phone, you know, that jazz. And if I don't get a backstage pass, I don't go to a concert.
That's why that was my rule. Like if I don't have a VIP, I don't go to a concert.
So that's just how I roll. But now I will try to find a backstage pass for every concert because I have to create content.
Yeah.
The people on TikTok, if you go through the comments, they're expecting an update from every show. You're like, sir, I'm waiting for this show. We are here waiting for the show. We want to attend the show. Yeah. So guys are always waiting, and that's
I need to go follow your TikTok because I've been catching my updates on Instagram every time you post something, and I've reshared a couple of them. Like they're really nice.
Okay, you're in for a surprise on the other side.
Okay, yeah, I need to go follow that up.
Yeah.
So this next step, there's a few pictures of you from your page that I wanted. Actually, one of them is not you, but the other, I picked out just 4, and I just want you to just explain the moment. I'll add them when I'm editing on here, but here I'm gonna just show them to you through the camera. That one, I remember you can see on the screen. I remember commenting on that one when you were better. I said when you were night of Tabula. What was the moment there?
Tabula. So that was the place is called 32 Degrees East. It was, I think, rebranded to, I forget what it's called. It's in towards Moyenga, after International University of East Africa. It was called 32 Degrees East, later moved. That was I forget the event, but it was one of those events where you get dressed, express yourself. Those white party type of events. And I was trying to pull off the look of Johnny Depp. If you look again, you will see. Is it Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean?
That's
yeah. That's what I was going for. And Yeah, actually, I pulled it off. So that was me dancing, feeling the music, because I felt like I'd pulled off the outfit. I got in a few comments. So I'm like, okay, what would Johnny Depp do in such a position? Dance off. So I was dancing. Enjoy.
Yeah, that's really nice. So it's more like we do like costume parties here. Like that was something like that where like you get dressed up into. In America, we usually do it like on Halloween, stuff like that, where you dress up as somebody else. Like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the other picture,
I didn't even have long hair.
Oh, you didn't have? Yeah, I
I
was
didn't
like,
have long.
where did you get that one?
That's not my hair.
Yeah.
It was made. It was in the hat. The hat was made with that hair. So yeah.
I was gonna say like, oh, but you changed your hairstyle. When did you plait your hair? When did you grow your hair and decide to?
It was it's like 2 years ago. I think after the first lockdown, I attended the wedding. That's the last time I cut my hair. My friend was getting married, so.
Oh, they didn't want you to go with dreads on the wedding, or you just didn't want to?
No. I didn't have dreads then.
Okay.
I just had an afro, and so I went and made a nice cut. I'm sure there's a picture somewhere. Then after the wedding, I never touched my hair again. Went into lockdown. I'm like, I'm at home. I'm not going anywhere. I might as well grow my hair because it's something I'd wanted to do, but because the people here don't. People never used to actually understand people's long hair. They would think you're
long hair, tattoo,
and all that stuff. But But now at least it's growing onto them, and they're starting to understand that the world is a free place. You can do whatever you want. So they're now very accepting and receiving of.
So my other picture, in this picture, it's just the pose and you like wrapping your arms around like. That one, can you see it?
So this picture was taken, I think, a month ago. We were in Gulu. We were doing it's a Tukole solar project. It's a project by the Innovation Village, and Tukole is one of the ventures of the Innovation Village. So they have a solar project where they were training solar engineers in around Gulu on how to maintain and do all that. It was a week-long event. And here we are going to Gulu Market. There's street lights and the solar whatever up there. And I'd just taken a picture of the lady who was winnowing. The word is winnowing. Still remember my English. So winnowing is where you get beans, grains, put them in one basin and then flip them over so that the wind takes out the trash from the seeds. So that that's how we sort beans here. Yeah, back then.
Is that called Okuwewa? Is it called Okuwewa in Luganda? Is that what? Yeah, I still remember my Luganda. Yeah. I think so.
Okuwewa,
yeah, I think so.
And you know what's weird about Okuwewa? While you're pouring, you whistle. So that wind comes.
And the caption on that picture was saying, "I look fine, but deep down, I need a vacation."
So I'd been there for, I think we were there for a week. It was a week-long training and whatever. And I was so tired. So I was from taking that picture of that lady. And the guy I worked with asked me to pose and like, let me take a picture. So yeah, that's how it came about.
The third picture is this picture right here. You can see it.
Oh, this was the East African Meat Carnival.
Okay.
Interesting. I remember all these things. And there's what's his name? Edgar, Baron Edgar on Instagram. He's a photographer. On Twitter, he's verified. He has a verified account. He takes some of the best pictures in this country. So he's a good guy. So he didn't come with a camera, so he wanted to test my camera. And while he was testing it, they played one of the songs I like. So I was like, same with this. I started dancing and whatever. And that's how I got the shot. It was actually, so when I looked at it later, I'm like, this is it's actually nice. Like I'm going to edit this because
Yeah.
I rarely upload pictures of me.
Mhm.
Just to, especially when they're taken by other people. I need to verify that this is actually nice before I put it out. It was actually nice, so yeah,
Yeah.
that's how that one came about.
the
I was in the mood.
the caption on that says "Smile even when you're bleeding." That's right.
Yeah. What had happened? Oh, so that smile even when you're bleeding is from is a saying from one of my favorite African rappers. He's called Kanan. He's from Somalia. I don't know if you've heard him,
No, I don't
but
think I.
he moved to the Kanan. He did the World Cup
Oh
song
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know
2000.
him. Yeah, yeah. When I get older, I
Yeah.
will be stronger. Yeah, yeah. I know him.
Now, true story. That isn't the original version of that song.
Okay. I didn't know that either.
There's sorry, but there is an original version that I know word by one. But he did that song and what was I saying? Yeah. So I didn't listen to him in a while. So I downloaded his music. So while I was uploading the pictures, looking for a caption, not getting captions is very hard. I know someone who has like 1,000 pictures he hasn't uploaded because he doesn't have captions for them.
Send him a shout out. Send him a shout out.
He's called Deepak Moses, M Deepak Photography. He'll be like, oh, he's the guy who actually taught me how to edit videos. So, because I work with him and he's good. So, well, what was I going with this? Yeah, so that's the music I'd been listening to. And one of the songs in there has that saying, smile even when you're bleeding.
Yeah.
And like easy caption, download. So my captions are either from J. Cole or Kanan. They're usually from hip hop songs.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
I like J. Cole. The final picture is this guy right here.
Yeah, so this is from Kidepo.
Okay.
It was taken about in March. I think it's March. So there's this company called Travel Africa. They organize trips around Uganda, abroad, wherever they do tailor-made trips. So they had this. That was their first launch, their first trip. So they invited a bunch of us to go. That was the cheapest trip I've ever been to. It was 250,000, 350,000 for a 5-day trip. We went to CP Falls.
Yeah.
Went up to Kidepo and then drove back to Kampala. So we did like a U around Uganda. It was 250,000 for a 5-day trip.
Oh wow.
It was a good deal. There's no I could have left it. And that was, I think, one of my best pictures because I don't like taking, I never used to like taking pictures of people because they ask questions while you're taking my picture and all that. But I found that lady very interesting. And she was smoking a pipe.
Yeah.
Actually, I have more pictures of her that I haven't shared yet. But she looked very nice with her pipe. So
it stood out to me. That's why when I was picking out pictures to just talk about, I saw that. I'm like, yeah, this would be a good picture to just talk about. The caption on this one says "Black don't crack," and the pipe says "smoking."
Yeah, and she's you can tell from what they go through because they don't have water. Okay, it's hard to get water where they are. It's like from very far, and what is it called? The food, the conditions of living. The sun is also very harsh on that side of the country. But when she saw us, actually when they saw us, they were very happy. They were welcoming. When we come to take their pictures, she was very willing to, pause and whatever. But obviously, eventually, I had to give her something small for the inconvenience. But she was very welcoming and very happy. So what I will do, I'll frame this picture, and the next time I go back to Kidepo,
You give it to her.
I will give it to her.
That
Yeah, I
would
think
be
that's what I'm going to
amazing.
do.
That would be really
Yeah,
amazing. That would be amazing.
that's what I'm going to do. I was
Yeah.
wondering what I could do. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
All right.
So yeah.
It's been amazing just to walk through your journey and see how you do, and just getting to talk to you. You're one of the people I've always wanted to, ever since I got to know you through, after I hosted Mr. Mosinguzi, then I got to know you somehow through Instagram, and I just wanted to have a chat with you. I mean, I like this because of my podcast. I put it out. People get to listen to this, like people who know you in Uganda, people who don't know you, they'll get to hear some of the bits and bits about what you do, how life is, and me myself like learning about these things firsthand before anybody hears them. So I like that. That's pretty cool. So I appreciate you sitting down with me for almost an hour or something like that. But there's a few questions I'm gonna ask you, and then we'll end this podcast recording. What has been a life lesson you've learned in life till today?
So tomorrow is not guaranteed, and it's important to enjoy every moment. I'll give you an example. And this might sound stupid, but there is a lot of us who are so reserved to ourselves. They will never do fun stuff. They don't do fun stuff. And this country, Uganda is dangerous. You'll be on a border, bike hits you, go to Mulago or whatever hospital, they can't save you, and you're gone. But you've been reserving yourself and doing taking care of yourself, being limiting yourself in the things that you actually love to do, because I don't know, for some reason, and you live without enjoying these moments. Yeah, just so the point is, every day should be lived like the last day. Just party hard, make friends, go out, eat a big burger. Yeah, but don't forget to go to the gym and remove that excess fat in you. Yeah, but enjoy. Every time I go and do an event, so I try not to eat junk. Yeah, but every time I go do an event, I get paid, take off some money for equipment, and the next have some money for what? For some nice food. So I'll either go to Java's or go to La Patisserie, order for, either ice latte, eat something nice. Just reward yourself. Because you're the one who makes this money. It's only fair that you spend it, reward yourself.
Exactly. The other thing is, what message would you send to any youth or young people in Uganda? Because the last time I've hosted people, and this is the reason why I like hosting people like who do different things than the normal things we never thought about. Like somebody, when I was younger, you wouldn't tell me like I can get money by taking a picture. I mean, we knew these photographers, but like I can make money just making videos. We never thought about this. And there's a lot of talents in us, like the youth. What kind of message would you send to a young person, a youth in Uganda who's just, they don't want to discover their talents or anything about?
So I'll communicate to the guys who come to my DMs. I appreciate the fact that you look up to me, because they usually come and they want me to parliament them or teach them how to do videos. I'd love to. I really want to. It's just that right now I'm in I think it's called growth, or I just got here and it's too much pressure right now. There's so much work and so little time, and there's so much going on. So right now it's a bit hard for me to give you guys time and sit down and train you guys. But eventually I'll be able to hold classes and train you guys on how to actually do decent work. Now to the message. I learned photography and videography from YouTube mostly. So I had the guys, my cousin, pictures that William takes, you've probably seen him on Instagram. He taught me the basics, how to edit, how to do lighting and all those things. And then I went to YouTube That's around the time Peter Macnon started doing videos. And I watched everything he put out. It's video related. Yeah, he will tell you how to shoot, he will tell you how to edit, all these things. So make use of YouTube. Those guys, their job is to teach you guys how to edit videos. I still learn from them. Yeah, they are easier to access. Those videos are easier to access than trying to access me. It might be hard for you to get to me. Yeah, these guys have taught 90% of videographers and photographers. You see, we learned this stuff on YouTube. I did not go to photography school. I've never had a lesson in photography. It's YouTube. So make use of that resource. It's very important. After you learn how to do settings on your camera, go to YouTube and learn. It will help you a lot. Don't be scared to put your work out there. I have pictures on that I used to take of Kampala. They're terrible. I still have them in my archive on Instagram. The HDR slider is blown out, contrast, everything. But we learn from that because I would upload and then they would tell me, you've overdone it here. Yeah. So I would go look at it again. In my mind, I'm convinced it's a nice picture, but because someone who knows better is, probably telling me. So I go archive it and go and make changes. So that's how we learn. Yeah. Put your work out there. Someone will see it and either share it so it's seen by more people, or will give you criticism on how it could have been better.
Nice. So, yeah, I feel like that's the best advice anyone could ever give, and this goes not only to photography and videography; it's for anything. Like you're never gonna learn unless you put your stuff out there, or even using, like you say, using YouTube for the right reason. Like most of our fellow people are just there on Facebook abusing people, using their data to just fight with people on Facebook and commenting. Instead of like using your data to go to YouTube, learn something that impacts you other than just being on Facebook and commenting. And I mean, it's all fun and all that because
one last one. Sorry. Then the other thing, don't get discouraged when you upload your picture and get 2 likes or 1 like. People are watching. Yeah, people are watching. The ones who care will come to your comments. Most of the people will just slide. They'll see it, and they will probably save your number. They won't like it, but eventually you will get enough people who will give you these likes. I know they mean a lot. Likes mean a lot, but most people don't really like pictures. They just go. So don't worry about the likes and whatever. Don't let them demoralize you.
Yeah. So, what gets you excited? What gets you excited about life?
Excited about life. So I'm a techie. I love tech.
Yeah, I think I've noticed that. I've noticed that from you. Like I see what here and there about the stuff. Like even earlier when you showed me your monitors and computers and all that. Yeah, set up.
So I like to have the latest stuff. So the things that will excite me, for example, the new iPhone is coming out.
Yeah.
And I'm excited not because it's an iPhone, but because it has a new camera on it, and I want that camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my previous phone was an iPhone 12 Pro Max. Okay. And because I sell phones, I got this friend of mine an iPhone 13, just normal 13, not the Pro, whatever. So my current phone was still more expensive than that phone. However, when I tested the camera on the other phone, it was way, way much better than mine. Yeah. It's a cheaper phone, but it's better. So I'm like, now I have a reason to go upgrade. And that's why I got it. So new camera excites me. New tech. If something is going to reduce my workflow by a few minutes, I'll get it. Anything that reduces the time in which I deliver, that improves the quality of my work process, I will buy. I won't worry about pricing and what.
Yeah, I love text. I love text too, and that's taking all my money, just text. But anything that makes your job easier. So like now I have my iPad that I use to teach myself graphics and like improving how I do. Like you were mentioning about that and just help, because I've taught myself all this stuff, and I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to a lot of YouTubes, how to make a podcast, how do other people do it, and you learn from
Yeah.
them. What machines are they using? Like that's what I
Mm.
want to make my job better, and that's how I've been learning. But yeah, my final question for you, sir, is gonna be, who would you like to see on my podcast next? And you'll help me connect me to
In
that person.
Uganda?
Yeah, in
Uganda?
Yeah, in Uganda.
Okay. It might, but he's a photographer.
It could be
He's a
anybody.
person.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, but I feel like he should be on your podcast.
Okay.
Pictures that William takes. He
Okay.
should be on your podcast. Check out his Instagram. You definitely want to talk to him. So he's a doctor, radiologist, one of the best in the country. He is probably the best in the country. But when you see him taking pictures, young guy, when you see him taking pictures, you would never know he's that guy.
Yeah.
So I feel like you should talk to him and understand how he does this.
Okay.
It will be very insightful.
I think his story would be interesting, and it would be great to talk to him. So yeah, I'll work with you on that and help me connect to him, and then I'll reach out to him. But yeah, Nyaika, once again, I want to appreciate you. I don't take it for granted, like I told you in the beginning, for you to sit down. You could have done a lot of edits in this time, but just to sit with me and just talk, I appreciate that, and I'm thankful.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to be on the podcast. I'll be waiting for to listen to my voice when it's done.
All right. Yeah.
All right. And closing message.
Yeah, I was gonna say closing message for you.
Yeah. Obviously, I want to tell them to go follow Nyaika256. All socials: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter.
I'm gonna I'll find all your information. I put them in the description here, so when people listen, they can click just one place and find it all. So thank you very much, sir, and have a good night. Okay.
All right. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Bye.
All right.
Oh wait.
Bye-bye.
I need to take a picture to post. Oh yeah. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah. All right, man. See you.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Hey there, my name is Bwana Kibuka, the host of the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. Thanks for listening and watching my podcast. Tune in every Saturday at 11 a.m. for a new episode on the podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, share, and we appreciate it. If you can, leave a feedback on our podcast, please. Thank you very much.